Fallen Soldiers merch is available right now. How can you claim yours? Click the top line of the description box to go get yours right now. Hip Hop Uncensored has teamed up with the Print Champs. I want everybody on the sound of my voice to go get your Fallen Soldiers tee commemorating artists that passed away way too early. The link is at the top line of the description. Let's get it. For sure. So moving forward, I know you guys are gonna prepare for this trial. What's next?
Well,
Okay.
Discovery, man, Discovery.
Right.
I talked to Mrs. Cosby today,
Hmm.
and I said to Mr. Cosby because of what 50 said. He
Yeah.
came out, if you
I
saw,
seen that. Yeah.
and supported. And I said to Mr. Cosby, I said, man, hey, the only way I feel in my mind is going to go away if you fight back. And I said, fighting back, man. I'm asking you. I said, man, I love doing what I do, but the only way I'm going to preserve a legacy for my grandsons is I preserve your legacy.
Right.
And I said, and the only way I'm going to preserve a legacy for every black young boy and girl in America if I preserve your legacy, because this is way bigger than you. And I want you to come out and start calling in on some of these shows, man. Gradually get out here.
Yeah.
These guys are not going to put you in jeopardy, and they're not going to put you in a bad situation to bring up anything about the women. We know you can't talk about that right now, but they could talk about history.
Yeah.
They could have you on and talk about history. So I said, man, I think it's just time. We got all of these promoters wanting you to tour. And he said to me, he said, well, Andrew, here's my concern. He said, man, I'm blind. And if I come out there and somebody starts shooting and they raid the arena to murder me, because
Whoa.
you don't know who's going to pay them to assassinate me. He said, I'm not fearful about my talent because I'm funny. I get on the stage and he said, ain't no comedian out here can be funnier than me.
Mm.
He said, because I tell real jokes. He
Yeah.
said, I'm a real comedian. He said, I don't joke with people in the audience and make fun of people in the audience. I sit on that stage and I make people laugh because I'm naturally funny.
Hmm.
He said, so I'm not afraid of being funny. I fear for my life. He said, I just know they'll let somebody slip a gun inside just to shoot Bill Cosby.
Wow.
He said, because somebody would be a martyr to go down in history that I took Bill Cosby's life. And I said to him, I said, Mr. Cosby, your last show I did in Cobb Energy Center in Georgia, they had put threats out that they were going to disrupt the show. They were going to do something. Man, I had a whole security team checking people IDs, checking people with one, scanning people. They had to go through 3 security checkpoints.
There you go.
And when people walked into the arena, it was sold out. When they walked into that 3,000 seat facility, man, the Cobb Energy Center, I'm telling you, if you left the facility and we had somebody to watch you go just to the bathroom, if you left the facility, man, you were not allowed back in.
Good move. Yeah.
So backstage, nobody came through. The sound crew, man, props, everything was sound equipment. We scanned everything in sound equipment. We looked in the speakers to see if you had a gun in the speakers. So at the end of the day, I told him, I said, man, you owe it not just to your family and yourself, but you owe it to America, man, for them to see real comedy and hear real comedy before it's all over.
Yeah.
And that's what Mrs. Cosby, she agreed with me today. So, that's some of the things that we're working on, man.
Okay.
That's what we're working on. And man, I don't, he's blind, and if he ever agrees to it, you would have to record something with him because they've never owned a computer or a cell phone, or they have no internet at the house. They have rotary dial phones still,
Wow.
believe it or not. And so they all business with them is done through fax machine, like a fax machine where you put the
Yeah.
the roller in it. It's everything at all their homes. Look, man, she just got him direct TV. So 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 it's those type of things, man. But I would love for him to, call in on one of these shows, man, and talk to
Yeah.
you guys, man, and just get him back out here because that's the goal right now. My whole thing is the gloves are off, man.
Yes,
Like,
sir.
well, I mean, the gloves are off. Everything about these women, I'm going to put it out here.
Yeah.
Their background, who they are, what they're doing,
Absolutely.
how many people they slept with, every star. I'm putting it all out here, man. It's not at the end of the day. It's not me being unprofessional. It's me just stating the truth and the facts.
Absolutely.
That's what we pride ourselves here on this platform about doing. We started this podcast, and right around there is about the time the allegations started coming out on Dr. Cosby. And as much as we love Dr. Cosby, as much as we've watched his shows with our grandparents and our family, as much as we adhered and admired him, we had to pride ourselves on calling it right down the middle,
Yeah.
making sure that we
Right.
gave the true facts about not only what we were hearing, about what we were seeing. And unfortunately,
Right.
mainstream only gives you one side. Only gives
That's
you one
it.
side. So when we come on here, we're not trying to disrespect anybody that was victimized ever in any situation. We just want the truth and the other side to be able to have an opportunity to explain themselves. We always have, we always will, and that's
Right.
why we appreciate you. Real quick, just to kind of jump off topic, I want to talk about Jonathan Majors real quick and currently what he's going through. I know you may not know that situation.
Yeah,
inside and out.
I'm very familiar with it. Hey, man, when you think it's not going to happen to you, and you remain on the sidelines and become silent, it happens to you.
Mm.
And a lot of people remain on the sidelines. And I was saying it back in 2017, man. I've been very vocal on saying, look, if you guys allow this to happen to Bill Cosby, now he was a litmus test. And now Jonathan Majors, everybody's dropping you. Everybody's walking away. You've been vilified. And at his age, he hasn't accumulated anything.
Yeah.
Right.
So what's the chances and likelihood of us ever seeing a Jonathan Majors project ever again?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Wow.
Because whomever you pissed off, one of the most dangerous words for black people is no. In slavery, every time the slave said no, he got lynched or burned.
Hmm.
Whenever we say no to something we don't agree with what they're doing, they take whatever our livelihood is at that time away. However, if you say no when you see it happening to someone else, then it might not ever get to you. And when you sit on the sidelines and you don't say, hey, I see what they're doing to this guy on here, let's speak out. Will America ever let LeBron James in his old age leave this earth as King James?
Mm.
I don't know. Will they ever let Obama leave this earth as the first president of the United States to be unscathed and leave the White House unscathed? It never happened. He's the first to ever do that. Will they let Michael Jordan leave this earth as Your Highness and heir? Probably not, because they said we're not going to let Bill Cosby leave as America's dad.
Mm.
They create these brands and they put the halo over our head. But then when their children is no different than when you see the melting pot of kids at the playground and their little legs are running around, man, and they're just having fun. But when they get to the age of 10, 11, and 12, and they start liking each other, and they say, that's my boyfriend, that's my girlfriend, check yo, check yes, check no on the box, then you see the separation. Then y'all can't play together anymore because we don't want the melting pot to mix. And that's what these halos that they put over our iconic figures' head, whether it's in sports, politics, entertainment, television, film. Uh, the halo, they realize like, okay, now I spent $1 billion to put it on their head. Now I'm going to spend $1 trillion to tear it down and still make money.
Wow. I was actually telling him, I was like, you know what, man, Jay-Z, he seemed like he's been unscathed. Like at some point in time, I feel like they're going to try to take him down, man. From what he was able to accomplish, how do you feel about him as well, Jay-Z?
Well, Jay Z is an iconic figure, and
Right.
right now, when you start owning him, you going out buying $200 and some $1 million mansions for your wife.
Yeah.
How do we let him slip through the cracks?
Mm.
You know, you will see the federal government won't become his friend. They're his friend now because you were close to the president of the United States,
Hmm.
and then you decided to become friends with the NFL commissioner Roger Goodell when you shouldn't have because of how they was treating Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
So when they see you cave to them and you give in and you denounce maybe one of your own, you can never say no to them. So it's the minute that Jay-Z says no, as long as Jay-Z if he continues to say yes, but the minute he say no to something that they really want, right now you own too much. You're touting yourself as a billionaire. You and your wife combined is a billionaire.
Hmm.
Okay, but at the end of the day, when we want to teach you a lesson, we strip you of your shows because you can't tour yourself. Look at Kanye.
Yeah.
Oh, Kanye, you're a billionaire, but we strip you of everything, and we have the ability. Adidas had the ability to go into your bank account and take $78 million.
Crazy.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
about it. This is your personal bank account now. There's a such thing as called hacking somebody's account.
Right.
Yeah.
People go to jail because it's a federal offense. So you mean to tell me Adidas, who performed a federal offense, they get away with it? It's because all of these guys, man, they will build you up and build you up. But it's as Mr. Cosby, he told me this, and I never forget it. He's like, Andrew, you want wealth. You don't want to be rich. He said, because Jenny Buss is wealthy. She feeds the team. She flies the team out. When they need new clothing, she clothes the team. Those are her babies.
Mhm.
However, every player on that team is rich because they could tout LeBron as the billionaire, but can he own the team?
Mm.
Can he fly the team from city to city to play a game and not run out of money?
Right.
It's a
The
big
answer,
difference.
yeah,
Yeah. Yes,
the
sir.
answer is no.
No.
Yeah.
No.